Hey guys, welcome to Fragrance Updates. We are in Rome, as you may see. I am with my buddy Luke. We came to Rome because, well, it's a little bit of a fragrance small trip, right? Something like that.
Exactly.
And I think that we're going to be doing the Fragrance Updates video out here. It's going to be cool. And I noticed, like, we were in Milan already. From Milan, I already
Yes.
started noticing that people wear a ton of fragrance. And I was like, wow, it's so crazy because you would get basically wafts of people just walking by and they were like leaving this trail of fragrance. And this kind of got us thinking that people think about fragrances in a completely different way. Like fragrance literacy is very much different. Yeah?
Yeah, because especially since I do not think that the fragrances that we were smelling around people in Milan were like the typical like designer
No, yeah,
sauvage
you're right.
or stuff like that. It was something a bit more exotic, something that you would not easily smell, especially in Switzerland,
Yeah.
where like the fragrance illiteracy is real.
Yeah,
Is real.
you are definitely right. I feel that a lot of the stuff was almost like more niche smelling, and I do feel that the popularity of niche is real. You know how you read it online, like niche is going forward, but when you really smell people in the wild and they smell like these amber fragrances or they smell more woody, again, it's not the typical smell good fragrance,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's so staggering. Why do you think that people, or rather, why do you think that fragrance illiteracy is a thing?
I think I read this book, which is super cool. It's in French, unfortunately, called like the philosophy of the smell, and she tries to elaborate on that. And one of her arguments is that the sense of smell has been considered, especially by the philosophers and of before, like as a very like a bestial sense. You know, like animals are sniffing, and they do not have this appreciation of good or right. You know, they smell anything, like you think of dogs or stuff like that, and that it was really considered one of the lowest senses of all. And
Yeah, you're right.
with this kind of revolution, trying to be as clean as possible, the use of soap, you were trying not to smell as anything at first, just to smell like clean and to detach yourself from the body, actually, for the mind. And so what brings you to the body is especially the body of others, are like the smells and the bad
That's super
smells.
interesting. You're right because we are, well, not everyone obviously, but I would say in Western culture, until recently, was you were trying not to smell.
Totally.
Super interesting.
Totally.
Very, very interesting. And I do feel that also the way you are exposed to fragrances really makes you just more open-minded, or not towards fragrances in general. For example, if you grow up in a household which doesn't really go for fragrances a lot, you might not necessarily be thinking about fragrances as as a daily accessory.
Exactly.
You might think of it more as like, oh, I'll wear this just to go out this specific night or to celebrate something. And by doing that, I don't think you really associate smells to like lifestyle. You don't really connect it to a specific mood. It's more like occasional.
Exactly. That's which is exactly my case. You know, in my family, my mother would wear fragrances maybe on a daily basis.
Ah, so you were exposed to fragrances on.
But not on my father's side. So for me, it was like a girl thing from the very beginning. You know, like my mother wear fragrances, and my father, as far as I understand, as far as I remember, he would not. And for me, it was like, as you said, more something that girls would wear, like makeup. And for men, it would be only on special occasions. You know, I grew up as a teenager, and whenever I was going out and I would wear some fragrances, my father would say like a snarky comment, you know, just like, "Oh, well, good luck," you know, or stuff like
Yeah.
that. And
Do you think that guys specifically are kind of afraid to pretty up?
yes, no, well,
You know?
I don't think. I think
Because-
it's the fact.
Because wearing fragrances could be seen as like, oh, I'm trying too hard.
And I think it's also still like associated to girliness, you know,
Yeah.
like to like wearing makeup. It's
Yeah.
like, no, I don't do that, you know, just like no, like literally like man up. I man up. I don't wear
Yeah.
fragrances, you know. I think it's a fact. Like the same in the same book, the author Chantal Jacquet, she was describing an experiment where like making men and women smell things, and women would be able to come up with more definitions, with more labels, you know, and men would be like, yeah, that smells nice.
That's
and
cool.
that's about it. And so, like,
Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
pretty sure that fragrance literacy, especially amongst men, is real. It's a fact.
Yeah, walking here, again, I told you before offline, I was thinking about how it's almost connected to music. So if you're not used to listening to music on a daily basis, if it's not part of your life, you will tend to see music as more this occasional thing, which is maybe only for concerts or maybe for the theater, or just imagine the theater in general. Like the theater is not super common, right? And people think of it like, oh, it's this whole thing. You have to like dress up.
Yeah, I
It's
have to
this
wear a
occasion
suit.
thing.
Yeah.
If you're more used to going to the theater and you're exposed to something, not only you'll be able to pick up on the various nuances of that art form, but in all effect, you are normalizing it.
Yeah.
And I think that in order to really grow in the fragrance, well, not in the fragrance world, but grow as a fragrance enthusiast, you need to sort of normalize it. You need to normalize it and you need to be able to be comfortable, to be more exposed to fragrances and to expose yourself and to expose yourself with fragrances towards others. Again, normalize it. So I think that this whole channel is kind of encouraging the pursuit of fragrance literacy.
Yeah.
So how would you recommend people to, like, what are some points that you would recommend people to address to kind of like further their progress within this
Well,
art form?
I think the first thing I would recommend is like maybe and don't get me wrong, but like consume less content, especially consume less audio content, like on
Less
YouTube.
audio. Okay.
Yeah. Like maybe not podcast, but like especially like YouTube videos, because like when you hear someone like describing a fragrance, and not everyone, of course, but you do not realize how empty the definition is. You know, sometimes they just go like, oh, you know, like it's fresh, it's fruity, it's citrusy, it's like a typical blue fragrance. And then actually, when you hear that, it sounds good, but if you read it, you realize like it doesn't help you at all. It's like one of those generic bland descriptions. Whereas like if you read something, well, maybe it goes a bit more in depth. You know, it forces you to reflect on the meaning of the words that you
So
read.
is all content like that?
No,
or-
absolutely not.
So for example, I mean, written form can also be extremely shallow.
Yes. Oh yeah, totally. But it's less for me. You know, since it's harder to write than to talk. Like the person who's going to write something made more effort, and so I think it kind of lowers the chances to stumble upon something that is like empty and
Yeah,
shallow.
you're right. I mean, obviously, in this day of AI, you know, it's like a lot of content is like
Yeah,
lazy,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
But I kind of agree that writing something down is actually a really good point. And actually, just tying into that, I think that one way to really get better at analyzing fragrances yourself and even the stuff you have, like either your own fragrances or even samples that you've been exposed to, is to just write down.
Totally. That was what I was.
So, for
coming up with.
example, let's assume you get a discovery set and you start smelling the fragrances. Like you might be, I like this or I like that in a very impulsive manner, but actually taking time to just like jot down a phrase or a sentence about why you like it is super important because, again, I talk about this often, but we as humans, especially as adults, we grossly overestimate our ability to judge something. It's
Totally.
like insane.
Yeah.
We think we know it because you say, yeah, I know what this is about. I just know that I like it or not. But if you go deeper and ask yourself why, you'd be surprised. Some people don't know how to make. And again, it's not about ignorance. It's not about intelligence. It's just about not being used to putting thoughts into words. And once you really put the effort of just writing down what your thoughts are, or just trying to describe the fragrance, going a little bit beyond the spec sheet,
Yeah.
as like, oh, this is citrus, this is that and the other. If you write down something like, this evokes this thought in me, like this emotion, it could be a mood, it could be something, that really goes a long way. At that point, not only you are making that fragrance almost permanent in your memory, because again, you put effort into it,
Yeah.
but you also create like an associative memory. And then when you smell something else, maybe it might be even an environment. It might not only be a fragrance itself, you will connect the dots. It's cool.
Yeah. Another thing that is very, very cool with writing down is that you can go back to the writing, you know, because if you just like think of something, like 6 months later, there is zero chance that you will remember specifically how you liked it or why you liked it. Whereas if you write something down and then you spray it again and you smell again, 6 months later or even less, and you are like, oh yeah, that's right, and you read and you think, oh okay, and then you can see how you grow as a fragrance enthusiast, because you can say, oh, but actually it's not only vanilla, it's like smoky vanilla, or it's like dirty vanilla, or whatever, and then you can see that you can fine tune the descriptive words that you can
Yeah.
that you can have.
Yeah, I agree. And if you guys are saying, well, I don't write, I don't feel like writing, again, just get your voice memo app on the phone and just record a voice, like record a thought process. It's the idea of just like stopping and thinking and putting thoughts into words that is very much underrated.
Yeah.
And I feel that someone recently asked me in my comments, like, hey, do you teach like fragrance classes or something like that? And I said no. First of all, because I'm not that technical. I don't feel adequate. But also because I experience fragrances again, on a non-technical level. I much more prefer this approach. A more curiosity kind of, I say I wing it, but in fact, I do wing it. But I'm very analytical at winging it. And I feel that is actually one of the keys to really develop it, not only in fragrances, in pretty much every subject.
Yeah. Just to get back to the writing thing, I write a lot, and actually that's how I started. Like my Instagram as an exercise. Just like write something, and I have a notebook. Well, I have many notebooks, but I have one notebook which is like filled with like my fragrance impressions. Like it's classified by alphabetical order and stuff like that. And I think that one of the reasons why many people don't like writing or are scared, like the white page syndrome or whatever, is because they think that writing it comes once you are done thinking. Like you need to, the sentence that you write needs to be correct. And that's wrong. That's wrong. Like writing is the thinking. If
That
you
is
don't
actually super interesting.
it's like maybe vanilla. Like interrogation mark.
That's actually really, really cool. I really like that because.
And then you progress, and then
there might be a fear of commitment to be writing on word, right?
Exactly, and you just scribble, just like don't. If you don't know, write. I don't know. I don't know why it's. I feel comfortable wearing this fragrance. I don't know. You just like make the process, and soon it will get like easier to elaborate, and I'm pretty sure that you will start enjoying the process, even though you might like be scared of writing something down first.
Do you think that a way to enhance exposure is kind of thinking about wearing fragrances not only to go out, not only for an occasion, but also just in the house?
Yes.
Wearing fragrances in the house will just, I think in general, kind of like break that barrier that you're not dressing up.
Yes, you are not doing it for someone else.
You're just experiencing a scent.
Yeah.
And the sense of smell is something that needs to be almost exercised, right?
I was going to say cultivated, but yes.
Cultivated exercise, And the more you do it, the more I feel that you are open to accept other smells. Also, again, thinking about that comment on how to get better at fragrances or smelling fragrances, that comment said, should I buy essential oils, like the kit, right? And I said, no. Because first of all, you don't know which essential oils you're buying. But also, each essential oil can be different, right? You can have a rose oil, which is completely different from another rose oil. So what I suggested in that comment as a reply, I said, just get used to smelling stuff. Just pick up an ingredient that you're cooking. Okay, just pick up a spice and smell it. Pick up a flower and smell it. Pick up stuff. Because that not only gives you a real world smell, but it also creates association between senses. So first of all, you're looking at the thing, you're feeling it in your hands, and you're associating it to a specific mood or situation. So for example, you're cooking and you're smelling a spice and you're like, wow, this really reminds me of this. It has a tactile feel, has a look, you're in a setting. You're not smelling a chemical.
Yeah.
Which is very abstract.
And it helps also like to banalize it in the way like the whole point of this conversation is putting fragrances more into like your daily life or your lifestyle, and like smells are part of your lifestyle. As you say, we are cooking, we are in a park, we are smelling things, and most of the time people, I think, they do not pay attention.
I love this type of conversation. I just like the idea of progressing the ability to perceive stuff. I think it's super important. And fragrances to me is that. It's like being exposed to, again, I often refer to it as a language, but it could also be just stimulus. Stimulus that you archive in this like database of experiences,
Yeah.
like life experiences.
Yes.
I love it.
And I think it's also like strengthens your ability to focus, because as you said, like if you don't pay attention and you just like this, of course I don't smell anything. It's the air, but it's because we are not focusing on that. And to try to detect, if I ask you, like, or ask myself, to what do you smell, it requires some focus, and so it grounds you, more in the physical experience of what you're having, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're smelling. And I think it's really what it means, as far as I'm concerned, to bring like smell as a lifestyle. It's also like to pay attention to this kind of stuff.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, expose yourself to just more stuff, more music, more fragrances, more visuals. I think it just adds to personality. It adds to character. It adds to your ability to speak a language. And even if it translates into spoken language, it just adds to your repertoire and vocabulary. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of, yesterday, well, we were kind of like pretty tight on time yesterday.
Yes,
We just
yeah.
basically went to dinner straight. But I did go to Profumum Roma, which is a brand from Rome. And I got 3 fragrances, so let's check them out.
Yeah, sure.
And I've been wearing one. So the first one I got is Ambra Aurea, and I did unbox these. But Luke, you did smell these, or not?
No,
This
that's
is
the one
brand
that
new to
you're
you?
wearing.
Why, you smell it?
No, yeah, I do.
I just gave it one spritz.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
very, very potent.
uh-huh.
But yeah, we don't have test strips, so you're gonna have to go on scale.
Okay, well,
This is absolutely amazing, by the way. Ambra Aurea, this is like the ultimate amber fragrance. Even my buddy Mo from the channel Sense for Thought, our buddy Mo,
Yeah.
spoke to this, and this is absolutely incredible. It's basically the ultimate amber.
Yeah,
All right, give it a
Olibanum.
go. This is really, really great. And by the way, the brand of Profumum Roma is absolutely amazing. They do fragrances in a different way. I always say that they do their own thing. They don't really care about much. They just do it in their style, and they don't follow trends. They have very, very high oil concentration fragrances, which smell incredibly rich and unique. They are a bit one of those houses which are like one-note fragrance houses, or rather one-note fragrances, but they have so much depth.
Yeah, so many
You
facets.
can already tell that this is rich.
Yes, yeah, very dense, really.
This is kind of salty. It's salty, ambery, a little bit funky, almost a little bit animalic,
Yeah.
but not in an off-putting way.
No, it's absolutely not off-putting. I don't know why, but like when I smell like those animalic, amber animalic, I always associate that to like cola, but not like
Yeah.
like more like candy.
Yeah.
And
God, this is so good.
yeah, it's really good. I really like this one. Yeah,
It's really
yeah,
good.
It's really good.
also super potent, lasts forever. And by the way, my last fragrance updates video was all about performance. But this one here, it's present, but I would not necessarily consider it beast mode. It just like lingers.
Yes.
It's just there.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
it's, wonderful. I love this. Ambra Aurea by Profumum Roma. Highly recommended if you like amber fragrances. And by the way, I'm talking about the amber, which is more resinous and more benzoin-like. But this one here also has some ambergris, which makes it, again, a little bit animalic and salty.
Yes. Okay, yeah. And it's not like sticky.
Sticky, right?
It's, yeah.
Gooey, sticky,
Yeah,
resinous. Yeah, beautiful. All right, the other fragrance that I picked up, and by the way, yes, these were expensive. They are expensive, but surprisingly enough, the fragrances by Profumum Roma are actually cheaper here at retail in the shop at Profumum Roma rather than in Switzerland bought at discounters.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And there's a huge markup. So, for example, these retail for about 200 euros here, maybe like 190. And in Switzerland, the same fragrance, like Ambra Aurea, goes for like 280 Swiss francs,
Ooh.
which is rough.
That
It's a rough
stings,
increase, yeah. All right, second fragrance that I chose is this one here, Ichnusa, always by the brand of Profumum Roma. Ichnusa, by the way, is, I think it's the original name of the island of Sardinia.
Yes, yes. I was thinking about like some geographical island vibe. Yeah,
Yeah, but this one here is definitely
Ichnusa.
inspired by the island of Sardinia, which is off the coast of Italy to the west in the Mediterranean. And that island, and by the way, my dad is from Sardinia. That island is very, very particular because it's a very dry, very rural island with a lot of like shrubs. There's like shrubs and bushes. There aren't really much trees.
Yeah.
It's a marine island because again, there's a lot of sea. But even within the continental part of the island, it's still very salty. It almost looks like Mexico or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And this one here is inspired by the juniper trees on the coast,
Oh.
which are dry, which are salty, and it's very rugged. It's
Yeah.
very, very rugged.
Okay. Okay.
Give it a go.
Cool.
I love this. It's absolutely beautiful. And I smelled this before. I smelled this in last
Oh,
year.
I can smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I smelled this last year and I was about to pick it up, but last year I picked up Acqua di Sale. And this one here stayed in my mind. And yesterday when I smelled it at the shop, I was like, man, I need this. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful.
It has like myrtle. It's very, very fresh,
Yeah.
but also kind of a, like how would you define this? This is very difficult to describe,
It's
I feel.
quite difficult to describe. I went to Corsica maybe a couple of years ago. So kind of went right into my eyes.
Yeah.
and the surroundings it's very close to Sardinia. So yeah, it's kind of the same vibe.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the what's the maquis? You know, that's the term of the forest.
Yes.
Like the
Yes.
bush forest.
Yes.
And it's very dry. Like for me, I associate it with heat, with trees. What is bushes really?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is-
it's like these like shrubs or bushes like
Yeah.
baking under the sun.
Yes.
And
But-
kind of like they're emanating this like mentholated
Yeah.
sort of feeling, right?
But I do feel like the sea is not far. Still, I still have got like some
exactly. This is not a
something
marine
salty.
fragrance at all. It's not like Acqua di Sale. It
No.
doesn't have that distinct saltiness. It's like you're in a sea area, but the sea is kind of like over the horizon
Yes.
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you feel it that
Yeah,
it carries
yeah,
in the
yeah,
wind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I really,
cool. Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah.
And again, these are layered. They have a lot of stuff going on. It might appear like a simple scent, but then you start smelling it and you're like, wow, this thing has
Absolutely.
has a lot of body, a lot of density. Yeah, Ichnusa, it's a great scent. I would say that this, oh, and by the way, Aurea is definitely on the heavier side. I would still wear this in the summer because again, it has this push.
Yeah. Yeah. You can.
It doesn't.
You can walk
It doesn't diffuse in the air like it's not pungent. It's just kind of like it goes like a fog. It's like lingering. This wear is kind of like again, I don't have a ton of experience with it, but I'm assuming it wears kind of like an amouage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has
I was
that-
going to say like it wears a bit like Arso by the same house.
Yeah.
Because you could wear this in the summer. I really want to give this a try.
Yes, but Arzo is way less projecting.
Yes. It's way more intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree with you.
And Ichnusa, I would say it's more, summer and warmer months leaning because
Yeah.
it doesn't really convey
Totally.
that blasted sun sort of feeling.
Now, every time I smell it, I pick up something else.
It's really nice, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is absolutely incredible. I really like Ichnusa and I'm happy I have it. All right, last but not least, yesterday I got Olibanum, which is, I think it's fitting for Rome. I think it's pretty cool. And this one here is obviously an Olibanum fragrance. So it's a resinous, incensey fragrance. But this is, again, it's different. I was expecting this to be like woody, light, incensey, kind of smelling like a sauna. But I'm not necessarily sure. This one here, I'm going to say it up front. This one here will be a grower for me. I haven't really comprehended it completely right now. Give it a smell and tell me what you get. It is a weird one, but I like it. I'm curiously intrigued. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Let me just break this one too.
Not what I was expecting.
So this is not your typical incense
No,
fragrance. This does
no.
not go churchy at all.
No.
This is like the actual resin off the tree. It has this gummy feeling to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
but kind of fresh at the same time.
Okay, yeah. Now I get it. Now I get the sauna vibe.
You get the sauna?
Yeah, a little bit. I went to Finland and Latvia, and they do have like a very strong sauna culture there, of course. And yeah, I do. It goes on and off. I'm not sure.
Because it's dense.
Yeah, it's very
rich,
dense. Actually, it's
rich.
very dense. It's kind of it's green. It's yeah.
So I have an attar by Amouage. It's the new attar by Quentin Biche. It's about green frankincense. This one here is supposed to be something similar, I think, at least in practice. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think that Olibanum or Olibanum is actually the resin which is picked off the tree. And it has similarities with that frankincense thing from Amouage, but that one there is much more green and fresh. Again, this is pretty, it's resinous, obviously.
Yes.
It does smell like a resin. It smells like it comes from a tree, but it's a lot more smoky.
Yes, it is
right?
still smoky. Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Yes, but as you said, it's quite because you have like this the kind of the vibe of the sauna, but without the humidity.
Yes.
It's not humid.
This one here actually kind of reminds me of Arzo, because Arzo has also that burnt, not even burnt, just like scorched, like dried tree smell, right?
Yeah.
Like dried wood. And this one is a little bit like that, but it goes even more resinous and gummy.
Yes,
it's more gummy.
Yeah.
Gummy.
It's green gummy.
Anyway, happy I got this because, again, incense or Olibanum is actually burnt in Catholic churches around here, around Rome. So it is, I would say, typical of Rome. Happy I got this here. This will be interesting. I think that this is more like a four-season wear because it has the richness which might come out in the winter.
Yeah.
But in the summer, I think that the resinous aspect is not too heavy. Again, this is, I think it was a little bit more like odd, so it's like subtle.
Yeah.
It's not too in your face. The
Yeah.
Ambra Aurea is way stronger. You can still smell it?
Yeah, this one is
Beautiful, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really dense.
So which one you like the most out of these?
Complicated.
Ichnusa, Ambra Aurea, or Olibanum? I think that off the bat, my favorite is, surprisingly, I think Ichnusa.
No, yeah. No, but I totally get why.
Ichnusa is very, very particular. It's just, again, my dad is from Sardinia, but I'm not super familiar with the place. But it's crazy. Scent memory is such a thing. Like I remember when I used to go to Sardinia, I used to get off the ship and I knew that it was there.
Yeah.
It's just smelled a certain way, right?
I think my favorite would be like Olibanum because it does suit my style.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like because I think it's quite bitter. So
Yeah, it is bitter.
It is bitter, and I discovered, well, thanks to you, with the Beaufort London, that I actually enjoy
Bitter scents.
bitter smells. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I think I of course I need to
Yeah.
to get used to it, but yeah,
Very
like this
particular,
one.
huh?
Yeah, very particular. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's it for this episode. Thank you guys. Leave me a comment down below. Leave us a comment down below. What do you think about fragrance exposure? How do you think that people should grow fragrance-wise? How do you think that people should enhance or tackle fragrance literacy? I think it's super important. And again, not necessarily related to fragrance only, but it's more like an outlook on life. If you are very much open to subject yourself to stimulus, I think that you grow your character, you grow as a person, and it's just cool in general.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks, Luke.
Thanks to
See
you.
you
Daniel.
guys in the next one, and cheers.
Cheers.